Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by GhostBed.com.
Jables? Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're real scared now, aren't you? I like that. I bet you one of them rolling 60s. Or maybe one of them Crenshaw Mafia motherfuckers. It's one of my favorite lines from Boys in the Hood. And I find myself just watching like old shit when it comes on now.
Yeah.
I'm not stoked about anything new whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Watched Ferris Bueller's Day Off with my son last night.
Classic.
It was on like basic cable or whatever it is, you know, so the curse words were out of it.
Classic.
I forget how great that movie was. You know? Still holds up too, by the way.
It still holds up. I find myself now when I see that movie, though, thinking that he's kind of a dick. And I never thought that before. I just thought he was fucking cool as shit and misunderstood, and he was so awesome.
Ferris Bueller himself or Matthew Broderick?
Yeah, and I guess one and the same, right? Don't they sort of seem like that's him?
So
That's sort of him, right?
the stories I heard later on was that it was a different movie altogether, and it was supposed to be like a hardcore drama, and that's what Matthew Broderick wanted it to be. The director wanted something
drama?
else. Yes. And, you know, shit got weird.
How would that even be a drama?
So
though?
after I'd heard this story, I went back when I was watching it last night, and I was like, you know, if you didn't add campy music to this one scene or the other, like, it would be a hardcore fucking drama, I think.
How hardcore can the drama be of you like skipping school and the principal being after you?
So I heard there was a lot cut out, and
Okay.
you know, like watching it last night for the first time with this knowledge now, because John Hughes is dead.
Yeah.
The writer director who was brilliant. Like,
Yeah.
he's one of the most brilliant writer directors of all time.
Amazing.
You know, Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles, all that other shit.
Sure.
He has some scenes in there where, you know, Cameron is dealing with depression because he doesn't like his father.
Oh, yeah. That, you know what? You're right. That whole storyline's a little bit fucking dark.
Yeah.
But
you
other
don't
than
really
that,
know why.
yeah.
And then,
Or like how much he like
where they go to the
uses
museum?
him or what. Yeah.
like, when they go to the museum, the art museum, like that scene is pretty serious, you know, when they're looking at paintings and artwork and, like, the beauty of life. When they're up in, what is it, Sears Tower, looking down over the thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, the end line is Cameron saying, I think I see my dad down there. I bet you that asshole's walking around there somewhere. And you're just like, oh, all right. And then there were certain moments where Ferris Bueller looks into camera and says some things, and you're like, all right, cool.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And if you didn't have the, like, wink, wink, nod at the camera,
Sure.
you could have turned that into a drama. And by the way, both would have worked. I think what they ended up with was a fucking masterpiece, and
For sure.
it was perfect. But I wonder the struggle inside those edits where you're like, all right, cool. Like you take the end scene with Jennifer Grey and Charlie Sheen. What are you in for?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Drugs.
Yeah.
Cool. If they don't put that campy song underneath that, it's kind of a serious scene. My parents don't pay attention to me, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah. And you're like,
Yeah.
because it's scored with that, it's like a black soul song.
It's like when they read
Shauna.
Yeah.
Shauna. Like, you're like, oh, all right. If that song wasn't in there, it'd be a dramatic scene.
Look, I guess you're right. You know these trailers that they make of
Yeah,
like
Mrs.
turning, for example, Mrs. Doubtfire, they make a trailer for it and turn it into a hardcore drama.
Yeah.
Easy. I don't know about a whole movie, but it is the music, it's the editing,
Mm-hmm.
tone, color.
Yep. Yeah. So
Interessant.
yeah. So I heard Matthew Broderick and them like kind of had a falling out after that, but I don't really know. You know, the real answer. I almost did a movie with the guy who played Cameron.
Yeah.
Alan Ruck. And I don't know. I got the sense that like none of them want to talk about Ferris Bueller's Day Off for some reason. I also get the sense that I think they recognized it later how perfect it was, and I'm glad, me personally, that they never went back and remade it or did a sequel toward it and everything else.
They may still, by the way. What was his name?
Well, I talked about it like, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 months ago on this show. Actually, there was a script that was around for a while. That was a sequel to it where they were older and like their lives didn't work out the way they thought they would. Yeah. And anyways, but I watched it with our soon-to-be 6-year-old child, and he was like, "Dad, what's this about?" And I was like, "It's about a kid who skipped school." And he goes, "Ah, this is awesome." But again, it's on basic cable, so everything's kind of bleeped out, and no big deal, right?
Yeah.
And he loved it. I loved watching it again, and I was just like, "Shit, man!" And then I got up this morning, and I read this article of it sounds shitty to say this, a spinoff of Braveheart. So there's a character that we all hated in the movie because he was the reason that Mel Gibson died, like because he was a fucking traitor, Earl the Bruce. They made a sequel to Braveheart about Earl the Bruce with that actor and all that shit. The actor was great, by the way, but I know the company that bought it, and it's a tiny company, so I don't think this will get any worldwide distribution. But what was Braveheart, like fucking 25 years ago? I mean, it was a long goddamn time ago, right?
Yeah. But you're saying they're going to remake that?
They already did. They already sold it.
I mean, that one...
They're not remaking it. They're doing a sequel to it. So, it's the guy. It's Earl the Bruce.
See that, though?
This long, though? 25 years is a long time.
Right.
Maybe it's not. I don't know. I did this thing with Jared last night. So I talked to Jared for a while, and then we ended up going live and Drinkin Bros on the thing, like for 10 or 15 minutes later at night. And we were talking about the sequel of Top Gun. Mm-hmm. I'm actually amped about that. You're not?
No.
Yeah. And that's the argument. Is it too late?
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I hate. And then it's sort of the same with this Friends thing. That's not actually going to be any kind of reunion or any kind of show or anything. It's literally just a Q&A with the cast. But I hate, like, it makes me feel uncomfortable when people try and, like, trot these people out like nothing has changed. And their work is all, they got all this work done. They look totally different. They're just, like, trying so hard to fit back into this mold. I think it's really uncomfortable.
Well, for that many millions of dollars, they're each getting $3 million a piece just for an interview, a Q&A.
Yeah, the Friends thing is different, but I'm saying like Top Gun. These people all look so different.
Yeah.
But you're getting back into it. And what I love is, who's the girl that was in Top Gun, right?
Kelly McGillis.
She did an interview that was just like, no. She's like, I'm not
hey,
going to go back. Yeah. No, I'm not going to go back in there and be fucking fat and old. And she's like, no.
Yeah.
Like, no.
She goes, that's not the vibe they're going for.
That's not the vibe they're going for, is a normal lady that aged normally.
She's like 63 or something like that. She's
63.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not trying to, get it all sucked and tucked and like, because they get it, a lot of them get it done like close to
the movie,
yeah. And you can tell, and it's like, it hasn't settled. You're not a Daryl Hannah, if you will, a Nicole Kidman. Remember Nicole Kidman, Daryl Hannah, at a certain point, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
Yeah,
it's shocking and it's plumped and it's like hasn't settled and whatever.
Yep.
Now, when you look at them, you're like, that is a gorgeous older lady.
Oh, yeah.
But it took like
a while.
A while of them getting
Meg
work
Ryan.
done.
I saw Meg Ryan the other day.
Ryan.
She looked good.
Better, right? It's settled a little bit. The lips will never be what they once were because she's ruined those. Meg Ryan.
We had this conversation at dinner.
She definitely ruined those.
About the old whites and lips, and some people were not having it. It's funny, man. I'm okay to look at myself as a white man and you are as a white lady and be like,
I am, but I want to say something about that, is that it's not okay for you to say it as a man.
No, but I was saying as a man myself, like us
I know,
as
but
white
you
people,
were talking about ladies, and that's not okay. So it was like, I heard what you were saying. I say it on the show.
Yes.
But you as a man are not able to tell, everyone at the table was an older white lady. And you are not allowed to tell them what happens to them when they get older. I am. And so you're like, what happens? You get wispy hair? Your lip goes? I go, you don't get to say this, because they're like, what are you talking about?
Well, it's funny because as a white man, like I've
you can talk about other white men,
know,
right?
dude, but I've settled into it as a race. Like we're just not skin wise. Like we're the first to go.
Sweet, first to go.
No.
Elasticity, collagen. It's something in the white gene.
Yeah.
The collagen just goes.
Yeah. And
winter
you
really
get
hits
red.
us hard.
God,
yeah.
You get red and everything else. And I'm okay with admitting it. Of like, God damn it, man. And then my buddy chimes up and he goes, what's with the ears? He goes, why do your ears never stop growing? And I was
yeah.
Your ears and your nose never stop growing. And
They
it was just
never
like,
stop. And the hair never stops.
What do you mean the hair?
The hair in your ears and nose and eyebrows.
Oh yeah. I saw a video where this dude was getting his nose hair waxed.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy.
Talk about tears.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
was.
tears.
He
you
was
guys.
in pain. He goes, "Look, this is the worst pain of all time."
Yeah.
This is
I will say the
crazy.
mustache is the worst pain.
For women.
I think for anyone, like think
Dudes
about getting.
aren't doing it.
No, dudes aren't doing it. But if you were to do it, I think it would be just as sensitive. There's something about like this middle part right here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. When you get a zit there, that's the worst.
Right?
The
It's
fucking
very
worst, yeah.
sensitive. I don't know why. Like everywhere else is totally fine. Eyebrows, I have no problem with. Don't even flinch. You hit right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I think there's just things that you can also say to other guys that I'm not going to say to them, right? Like as
Yeah.
far as aging.
I guess so.
Like
I don't mind.
it's not fun for a girl, you know what I mean, to be saying to you how you're aging. Doesn't feel good, right? You guys know. You know.
Yeah, but
we know.
I already know, and it's like, fuck, man. I'm open and honest about it with dudes and girls, where it's just like, God damn it, man. It all
I don't
fucking
think girls
sucks.
know about the lip thing.
Really?
So I think they were very like.
You're pretty vocal about it on all your
I am, but my
shows.
friends don't really listen. So.
Oh, they don't listen to your show?
No, and I think that
I just
like.
assume they do.
If they did, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that from the show." But they were all like, "We what, Ross?
That's funny.
What happens to us when we get older, Ross?" And you just like kept going. But anyway, yeah, our hair gets, and it's only whites.
It is.
It's only older whites,
yeah.
but our hair gets wispy. We lose the top lip. The skin goes.
White dudes too, man. We had another buddy of mine was at that dinner, and he's super tan. Like, if you're even tan, like a tan white man, you can at least get away with it longer too.
For sure.
That's another thing.
Yeah. Winter is really a reflection, a time of reflection. Summer, like, I'm feeling better, looking better. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not in shape or anything, but definitely you're outside, you get vitamin D, you get a little color. No matter what you do, you're going to have a little bit of color.
Yeah.
You're not as dry. Your skin's not as dry, so you don't look as old. You're drinking more water because it's hotter. So, like, in the winter,
That's true, yeah.
really people get super down on themselves. It's the only time you can get a peel, which is a good time because people are feeling like so old and shitty.
Yeah.
So they only do, like, at cosmetic places, they'll only do like a chemical peel or microneedle or something in winter because there's no like sun exposure.
Yeah.
Anyways, fun fact about your buddy Alan Ruck, though.
Yeah.
Married to the red-haired girl from The Killing.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
He used to come into a salon that I worked with. He got his hair done by my friend Rose that worked next to me, and I think he liked her or whatever. But he would come in and just hang out. The salon I worked with in LA was kind of like a hangout. Like, we had drinks. It was very like
Yeah, I'm still
chill.
I'm still friends with him on Facebook. I'm looking at his picture. They're still together.
Still together. I think they have like 4 kids, something crazy like this. 3, 4.
I don't know.
Anyways, they have kids, and she,
Yeah.
her getting the killing was like
She was fucking amazing in
fucking amazing.
that. I really
she's
enjoyed
tried
that.
to
The
do
ending
other
was
things.
weird, but she did some blockbuster movies after that. Like big budget movies.
War Z or something, wasn't she in?
Yeah, wasn't she like Brad Pitt's wife in World War Z?
So.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still friends with him on Facebook. So look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's weird to see though, because you're like, man, it's Cameron.
I know. He's a good-looking guy though. Like
Still-
for like
he
an older.
still looks the same,
Yeah.
And he's done really well. Shit,
Yeah.
he was on that show with Boswick for
He
like
cobbled
10 seasons.
Exactly. He cobbled a good little
He's
career.
on a good show now too, man.
He is?
Yeah. I forget the name of it. It's funny. So I before we got on air today, we were having this conversation. These people always ask me all the time, they're like, hey man, with like your actor friends that you're friends with, do you watch their you must watch their shows all the time and everything. I was like, no, I'll watch a pilot and that's about it. Like, unless it's something that I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah.
this is amazing. Like, I don't really,
Yeah.
I don't really watch it.
Watch your friends' stuff?
Yeah. Where it's just like, oh, all right, cool. Yeah, I'm glad they're working,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't really watch it because it's not like, it's weird as you get older too. Like the things that I'm more impressed by are like Alana and Coco.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're like, oh
well,
shit.
she's fucking impressive.
No,
Can
I
we
know,
just say
but
that?
it's also the fact of like, because we still are bad friends. We haven't seen Bombshell yet, but
Yeah.
and I heard she fucking destroyed the earth in that. But like Coco, because we have kids, it's like, oh yeah, the child watches Coco all the time.
So good.
So that makes a difference. But yeah, I typically don't watch that. Like
Yeah.
anything else, I'm just glad that they're working, and I'm like, all right, great.
And our friends aren't always on great stuff.
Yeah, and neither
It's
are we. So
okay.
I don't expect them to watch my shit either.
Exactly.
So. Succession. That's what he's in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, people are loving
I
that.
fucking love it. I told you it's a massive show. So
Did
yeah,
we
he's
talk
on that now.
about The Bachelor?
With Pete, Pilot Pete.
The Bachelor that's on right now?
Oh, I'm going somewhere else with this.
Oh, what?
You know the spin-off show that they just launched, right?
With the old people?
Yeah.
Well, they haven't launched it. They're looking for people right now.
That grosses me out, and I can't watch that.
I don't know what they're going to do with it.
Yeah.
But in the middle of The Bachelor, they had, they're looking for submissions of seniors
Yeah. I don't want to watch
to
any
The
of that.
Bachelor. I don't want to watch any of
What
that
did
either.
they go to a fantasy suite at like 70 years old?
Look,
And pork?
I don't know. But I had we had this conversation on Broettes.
Uh-huh.
I'll just take your temperature on it real quick and we can move on.
Yeah, I'll dip a toe in.
So Madison's ultimatum / no, not ultimatum. How do you feel about this?
The same way I felt about it when Luke P made the same demands of Hannah B. That it was bullshit and stupid. And you can't marry somebody you're not sexually compatible with. And taking a flyer on that is a big ask, especially at his age. You're like, what is he, 28, 29, somewhere in there? That's a big ask because, let's face it, if you don't have chemistry with somebody, then there's not a lot of fixing in that.
Sure. Sure.
So it's one of those things you can't really go back from. And I see it from her point of view of like, hey, I'm serious about this and whatever. And it's like, great. You shouldn't have been on that show.
Yeah.
You know what that fucking show is before you get on there.
Yeah.
You rolling up as a virgin. Not only do you know what that show is, but you've seen it twice now.
Yeah.
Twice with Luke P. And who was the other dum-dum? Was it Colton?
Colton was a virgin. He wasn't saving himself. He was just a weird virgin
Yeah.
where you're like, not even that religious. He literally was just a super hot virgin. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
He was down to do it.
Yep.
He just was like, I've never done it before. So these two little dum-dums, we talked about it on the Broettes for a second, and we did not agree on it.
Who? It had to have been Tiffany.
Me and Tiffany.
What did she say?
So she said, I totally see where she's coming from, and I totally understand, that she wants to save herself. And she didn't really give him an ultimatum. She was being really nice about it. And to me, it was an ultimatum in this really shitty way. So she was wishy-washy about it.
Yeah.
And was kind of like, hey, sort of said that she wouldn't be comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And then once he actually slept with people, turned it into an ultimatum. Once he couldn't take it back, then she said, well, I can't really be with you if you've done something. And he's like, we're just fucking, what?
Yeah. I
what?
This
so
whole...
the rumor now
Mm-hmm.
is that she's the one that the mom wants to bring back.
No, bring her home to us, Peter. Oh, Peter.
Yeah.
I hope not. Here's the thing with The Bachelor this season. And this is what I don't understand and didn't understand about last season as well with Colton jumping the fence, right? Or the last two Bachelors.
Mm-hmm.
Hannah B made her own fucked up decisions and she beefed that whole sitch on her own.
Sure.
So she's the dum-dum in that sitch.
Right.
She had good people on the show to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
Pilot Pete or Tyler C would have been fine. She went with none of them and picked the biggest fucking idiot on the planet, and that was her own decision. That guy's in a witness protection program right now.
Oh my God! Like if you see him on the street,
people hate him.
And
they love Hannah B. So do I. Love Hannah B. With this season and the Colton one, I think the producers got it wrong, and the casting directors got it wrong, where they picked the worst people for them. And when your show isn't exciting like this year, they're doing all these last ditch efforts of like, all right, fantasy suite, but all the girls stay in the same room, and then you get to come home and do all this shit. Like every.
Oh yeah, they didn't do that before.
No, they didn't do that before. The other thing of like, oh, that country singer's my ex-boyfriend. Ugh. Because you know how boring your show is as you're going along shooting, you're putting all of these fucking, IEDs in the fucking road, and it's just like, here we go, dude.
Yeah.
Let's see something fucking fireworks and see something explode tonight.
Yeah.
For these fucking idiots. And I think with Pete, he is an easygoing guy. That if he would have had a better cast of girls, things could have been different. There was one, at least. I will say this. There was one, that Kelly chick that he should have married. And I said this on a couple episodes ago or a couple weeks ago when we were talking about it. Looking at it now of who he picked in the final three, now that we know, I think he already fucked Kelly the night that he met her at that wedding.
That's what I thought.
And
that's what I said.
Since he had already boned her, he was just like, well, I mean, I might as well fuck the rest of these girls, like, because I've already boned her.
And in any interview, when they ask, like, who do you think should be the next Bachelorette or who was awesome, whatever, and he always says Kelly. Kelly's the coolest chick. Kelly's the smartest chick. She should definitely be it.
Here's
She's
the problem.
Awesome.
She doesn't have a big enough personality for that.
She would never do it.
To carry it. She doesn't have a big enough personality to carry that show. So
and Pete
I don't.
Does?
Huh?
And Pete does?
If you would have put Pete with the right women, he's a nice enough, likable enough guy that you could have made it work. The problem is, man, like when you're throwing all these idiots in there, and I mean, what, he's down to 3 girls that are 23 years old, and that's, I guess, part of his own fault. But the rest of the cast of girls that he had to choose from were bunk. Same with Colton. Those girls were fucking bunk as well. Like,
here's how I feel about the Madison thing. Like, I just don't like people infiltrating The Bachelor and trying to change it. So, like, someone that's super fucking religious, really, really crazy religious, and wants to save themselves for marriage, I have literally no problem with that in real life. Like, you do whatever the fuck you want to do. It's when you go onto a fucking show and go, hey, what's going on here? As if you were fucking forced to be on it.
Yeah.
That's the shit that's retarded to me.
Yeah. And why do you, if you're a casting director, why do you cast that person? Because of that drama. But here's the thing. We had that drama the same 2 out of the last 3 seasons. So,
or maybe she didn't say that. Maybe she didn't say it.
And none of it ended well. So it's like,
she didn't say anything to Pete until Fantasy Suite week. So maybe she didn't say anything to the fucking producers.
The only thing that's going to save this season is if he ends up marrying that producer, like the rumors saying on Ryan, or they're dating or whatever. But
I think it's Madison that they're talking about.
Either way, boring as shit. The whole thing is dumb and boring. He's already been on 2 seasons now and boned Hannah B and then 5 other chicks. So it's like, what are we doing?
That's the other thing I don't understand about Madison too. Like, if you've had sex with other people, I can't be with you. And he's like,
you watched last year, right?
You watched last season, right? Because I boned somebody 4 times in a windmill. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Like, where do we draw the line of who I can hook up with and when?
Yeah. The whole thing's dumb.
It's so dumb.
So
I think I'm on the Love is Blind train.
How did you watch it?
Kick it up a notch.
Did you watch it?
I didn't watch it without you.
You could have.
I know, because you're not super into it, but I think that you might be, because it is insane. It goes over 2 years. They live together. They get married. You follow them through the whole thing.
For 2 years, huh? All right. Yeah, maybe I'll give it a go-sies.
Kind of, it's The Bachelor on steroids. You know what I mean?
All right.
Engaged in 4 days without seeing each other, living together, going to Mexico, full-on marriage. You know what I mean?
Have we talked about this on this show?
Love is Blind?
Yeah.
No.
So Love is Blind is a hit show on Netflix. You don't get to see the people, and then you're in isolated rooms.
So they're talking in
you have conversations. They're different
through a very
races, shapes,
thin
sizes,
wall.
ages, all of that.
And the only way to see them is to propose, but you still, like, the only way to get out of the pod, it's a 35-day experiment.
Yeah.
Guys and girls, they can only talk to each other through a wall. They can't see each other or anything. The only way to see them and to get out of the pod is to propose and set a wedding date. Not just propose like, oh, we're engaged, cool, let's hang out a little bit, like The Bachelorette.
Yeah.
Where they like hang out for 1 second and then break up. In this show, you have to like get engaged, set a wedding date, live together.
Yep. Make a
get
baby.
Married. Right?
Raise the baby.
That's the next show.
You can't get divorced until after the kid is 12, like when it'll really fuck him up.
That's the next show.
I know.
That's the next step.
Yeah, and when I'm watching, I'm just like, come on, man. Fuck that. Beef that noise, is what I said. Beef that noise. But if you're saying they follow him around for 2 years, I didn't know that.
Well, it was shot like over the course of 2 years,
All
so...
we'll see.
Like
I'll give it a go-sies with it for
Yeah.
sure. I'll give it a little jangle. I read a weird story this morning. You remember that singer from like 10 years ago named Duffy? She had a song called Mercy.
Mercy.
Yeah. Oh, you've been begging me for mercy.
Begging me for mercy.
Yeah, blonde chick, cute.
Okay. I don't even know what she looks like, to be honest with you.
Kind of looks like
A cute
Kristen
blonde.
Chenoweth.
Okay.
A little hotter.
Okay.
Anyways, the video's got, like, if you pull this up, I can think of one fucking Grammys and all that shit. It's got 80 million views on YouTube, for Christ's sake.
Okay.
Like, it was a massive song. She just disappeared off the face of the planet after that.
After that song, yeah.
And just popped up yesterday, and just said, hey, I'm sorry I've been gone for so long. Some really bad shit happened to me, and I'll be ready to talk about it soon. But I was raped. I was drugged, raped, kidnapped for several days, and at the height of this. And she was like, I just quit life at that point. I was just like, I don't know the rest of the story. She wrote it in an Instagram post, but this is going to be a wild one. I can't remember a high-profile singer like that.
How many years ago was that?
That
song came out?
About 10.
10 years?
10 years, yeah. She's been gone for 10 years. And, like, the comments on it are, like, horrible what happened to this poor woman. I can't believe what she went through, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, yeah, man.
Wow.
Weird, right?
Yeah. Why did we not hear about it, though?
She didn't tell anyone.
She didn't report it?
Mm-mm.
What?
I'm sorry. I don't know if she reported it, but we'll find out. I guess she's doing this expose on it or something, and is finally ready to release music again. And after all this trauma and all this other shit,
weird that we wouldn't have heard about it.
Yeah, it's weird. I heard
if
this
you're
other
a famous person, like in the height of your fame, and something like that happens to you,
Yeah.
We usually hear about it, especially if you report it.
So I'm curious to see what actually did go down. I heard a weird story about Joe Francis back in the day. Do you remember Joe Francis, the fucking...
Yeah. The Girls Gone Wild?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a, I'll say more than a rumor, that he got fucking tied up and raped over and over again with like dildos and shit like that. And it was somebody's father who had set it up, of the girls that was on the tape, who was drunk and signed a consent form and was like underage, because he got sued for a bunch of that shit, and they all, they went out of business. But he kept his money and was still like doing shit. And he used to give his house out to like Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt and all those guys, and like had some crazy house in Cabo. But I heard he videotaped it and said, look, if you go to the authorities and all this other shit, like, I'll just drop this videotape to the world. And he goes, I don't give a fuck, because I got nothing to live for anymore.
The guy said?
The father.
The father said,
yeah,
oh, okay.
Who sent these people down there to do this. And I guess it was over the course of like 4 days or something like that, 4 or 5 days.
I feel like I've heard that.
So.
I feel like I heard that.
Who knows?
But
who knows
I think
what
when
people
I
go through
heard
and why.
it, I think when I heard it, I was like, uh-huh. Do you know what I mean? Like, uh-huh.
And then
what else happened to the Girls Gone Wild guy?
Yeah.
Like, I know he was in prison for a while, right?
Yep.
At least 5 years, I think.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. And when I heard that too, I was just like,
yep. Yeah. He wasn't the greatest guy, obviously.
Yeah. And, for a dad to do something like that, I was like,
Yep. Yeah, 100%.
For sure. If you're going to be fucking with that many underage or of age or whatever it may be girls in that way, some
karma's going to come back and find you.
Some dad with nothing to lose. You know, you're not going after the high echelon of women. You know what I mean? I don't know what else to say except for he's okay.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's fine. He's hanging out with the Kardashians. He got a shit ton of money. Like Is he
still hanging out with the Kardashians?
Ish, yeah. I mean, they don't as much. I know when it first started, they would be like, Joe, hey Joe. And he would like come and hang out and be on the show and like just be one of their friends.
That's funny.
And I think probably more and more they were like, we better not.
We get fuck out of here.
Associate with Joe Francis that much anymore, maybe?
Yeah.
Just for our brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I'll give since we're just going on rape hole today, give a quick update on Harvey Weinstein.
The rape hole.
I was correct with those LA charges are still out there. Those Los Angeles charges are still out there. And
London.
So the thing of even if he would have made bail for this while they wait to sentence him, they could have extradited him back to Los Angeles and all that shit. So
when they actually do get the appeal, though, then he can get out while he awaits that trial.
Really?
Yeah. So
I thought he had
because it'll be a new trial. So once they actually get the appeal, so if his lawyers and the system moves fast enough, he will be able to get out a little bit before he has to start going to trial for that. And then he'll just be brought back in to jail again.
This will be never ending at this point.
It'll be never ending at this point because then the LA charges will come. Then when the LA charges are done, the London charges, I don't know how they would extradite that, but yeah. So he'll have to be going from Rikers to Linwood. I don't know.
Yeah, wherever it is.
Wherever it is. And then do that trial there. But yeah.
Oh.
That's the one thing that I was like, well, he'll be able to get out for a little bit. But it's crazy to me. I was thinking that like who does he have around him anymore that really cares about him?
No one. And so even his
everyone he has around him right now, he's paying. So it's like when that money runs out, like who's going to pick you up and like take you somewhere?
Here's the thing.
When you get out,
the money isn't going to run out.
Okay.
He's got about $400 or $500 million.
He
One.
must have spent a
Two.
lot by now, no? Okay.
Well, look, a trial like this is probably $3 million. You know, the next one will be 3 to 5. The appeals, all that other shit. Like, he's fine.
So yeah, but everyone around
And
him
the wildest thing is
is being paid.
Yeah. In his company, the Weinstein Company, the reason why it was called that, it was Harvey and Bob. He had a brother.
Yeah.
And his brother fucking hates him.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't even have his fucking brother at this point.
Yeah. So he doesn't have his wife. Don't know how his kids are feeling. Like, literally the only people that are around him are people that he is paying to do so.
Yeah.
From the driver to the lawyer to whoever.
Yep. Yeah, it's wild, isn't it? That's it.
So it's sort of like, why do you want to get out? I guess for your kids, but like, so you can fucking sit around just to go back to jail? Like, for what?
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with all that.
Kill yourself basically would be the only thing that I would want to get out for.
And Rikers is so shitty, by the way. You know, it's shutting down. So they have a date. 2026, it's closing down. And a lot of it was because of that kid in that documentary. Mm-hmm. That they're going to shut this down. So 2026, it closes anyways. I think he's going to someplace in upstate New York, but that's over. And then speaking of L.A., there was a wild... Like, that's the only thing I miss about LA is those car chases on the news that they used to break in with all the time.
Constantly, every day.
Every day. There was a car chase. They
Every
broke
day.
in all networks. Here we go down the 405 and it's getting on the 10. And today it was a hearse. It was a fucking hearse.
Somebody stole a hearse?
Stole a hearse with a body in the back.
Shut up.
Yep.
Sounds like a crime corner.
It was awesome, but it's real. Body was found inside, and it's LAPD, was obviously in pursuit, and it crashed. It would have been awesome if that body would have rolled out on the freeway.
So good.
Because it was on the 110, so like...
Holy shit.
Imagine if a body just would have rolled out on the
Oh
110.
my God.
People would freak the fuck out.
That would have been great.
So good, dude. Yeah. The footage of this too is just spectacular. Because they really go all out and just shut down the entire freeway for shit like this.
For the hearse thing?
Oh yeah. For all these chases. They shut down the freeway. They basically let these people steal this shit, and then they're just like, well, we'll wait till they run out of gas, or, we'll let them go like 50, 60 miles, where it's just like, hey, man, why couldn't you just put down the nails? You know, that nail strip? Mm-hmm. Let's just get this over with.
Yeah.
Let's see that body roll out, That would have been awesome. We got some sponsorships. Put this whole shit wagon on the air.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, shall we?
We should.
Talking about ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. You got to get that bed. You got to get that mattress if you haven't got it yet.
Look, the 25% off is going till March 3rd.
Yes.
It's been going on for a long time.
Hey,
if you haven't taken advantage of it, we don't want to hear anything after March 3rd of like, oh, is it still going on? Oh, can I get... How long has it been? A month?
Yeah. Yep.
If you haven't gotten your bundle.
No. If you haven't gotten your fucking bundle yet, you're a loser.
We don't want to hear about your FOMO. We don't want to hear about you didn't get to it in time.
Oh, my FOMO.
Oh, my fucking butt. Oh, where's my butt?
Yeah. Go get your fucking mattress, dude. 25% off. They got a 36-month pay-as-you-go program. No interest. And that is still applicable with this deal. That is $20 or whatever it is, man, for nights. Sweet, sweet streams.
You could be comfy cozy.
Yeah.
New sheets, new pillows, new pillowcases, new mattress and base.
Oh, yeah.
And if you put it on the pay-as-you-go program?
Yeah.
What do you reckon? $40-$50 a month?
For all of that shit?
Comfy cozy by 2 days from now.
Probably
what do you think?
Like $38, man, at this point. If you
With
did
the
all
25% off?
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. That's a fucking crazy deal. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today and get on it. Man, people are getting a lot of them though. I keep getting tagged in it.
I know, me too.
So
cool.
I'm amped. Look, I love the goddamn things.
Yeah.
So sweeter than two bees fucking. Next up, we got StrikeForceEnergy.com.
Boom, 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 boom. Shabloinkers.
Strikeforce Energy's got 4 amazing flavors. Grape. No. Orange. Lemon. Orange. No carbs, no sugars, no gluten. It is coronavirus free.
Mm-hmm.
We should say that.
Yes.
In case you're worried about that. 10-pack, 40-pack, 750 milliliter bottle. And then boom, they come in the same boxes at like 7-Eleven and shit that you see. So you're not dirtying up your kitchen. You're not a little whore out there, in your kitchen.
Mm.
You're not a dirty little whore in your kitchen.
Mm.
You're a real lady. Goes great in White Claw. Goes great in vodka drinks too.
Mine's lemon. What's your flavor?
Grape. I go grape all this shit. I just put some in today right before we got on
You
air.
do grape.
Love it.
I do lemon. I do it in water and White Claw.
Love it.
Spices it up.
I'm a big fan.
Takes you, because I don't drink coffee past 2 and I don't drink wine until 5. So what do I do in that in-between time?
Is that true?
It is true.
You don't drink coffee past 2 o'clock.
I don't drink coffee past 2 and I don't drink wine before 5. So what do I do between 2 and 5? To keep myself going, to keep it interesting.
Strike Force. Boom, boom. Pop a couple squirts in and go. Go to StrikeForceEnergy.com. Promo code REVOLUTION, 20% off. Use the fucking subscription, dude. It's easier. 40-pack. Right to your house. Boom. Right in your fucking ball sack. Boom, boom. Last but not least, we got StraightRazors.com, Jables.
Ooh, that's a clean cut. Smooth. Oh, you right?
Yes.
I almost did it right after and didn't leave a pause.
Ooh.
I know. It's a little
Son of a bitch.
little hiccup there.
Son of a bitch, Javes.
SOBs.
Look, finest shaving products on the planet Earth. They got everything. Beard oils, mustache waxes as well. Shampoos, conditioners for dudes.
Corone.
The Corone is amazing. The Smolder is my fave. That's also my aftershave. I use that all the time. If you're worried about using a straight razor, they got safety razors, which looks like your other normal razor, except the blade is better. They just fucking last longer there. And this is like high quality shit. So when you go to straightrazors.com, use that promo code REVOLUTION for 20% off. And shave up that sack. Well, maybe not that, Wouldn't use a straight razor on a sack, I guess.
You don't?
Whew, it's tough, It's tough, Jabes. You start thinking about something else. You ever think about something else from the past and you just violently, shake or stab something?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah.
Nope. Why do you?
Who knows, man? Things that creep up in your mind where you're like, oh man, I should have cut that person. And then all of a sudden you're holding your ding dong over a sink, blood splattered everywhere, and you're like, fuck, man, I was a half inch away from lopping off my whole dong. Never had that.
No.
All right. Well, probably never had the desire to kill either. Kill a man or a woman. Is that true?
The desire to kill.
Yeah.
I have.
Okay. Who was it?
Somebody that stole my purse.
It's just the way you said it. Somebody that stole my purse.
Somebody that stole my purse.
You had a desire to kill them.
Well, so I used to be for some reason I was about to do something the next day where I had everything in my purse, from passport to car registration to title, everything was in my purse for some reason.
Yeah.
And my phone and everything. And it was taken from, I was working at a bar, set it down, went to get a drink, whatever, came back, it was gone. I called my phone, they answered,
The person that stole it answered your phone? What'd
answered
they
my
say?
phone, and they were just started talking shit to me, telling me to leave them alone. And I'm like, you have my fucking purse. And I was like, just listen, take whatever you want from there. just leave the purse and passport and all the shit that you don't need somewhere. Tell me where it is. Like, put it in a fucking dumpster. I'll dig through it. I don't give a shit. Like, take all the cash. I had just worked, like, at a bar. So I had, like, $300 worth of cash in there.
Really?
Yeah.
You never told me this story.
It was a long time ago. I was working at a bar in Ventura. So I was, like, 20s, right? Early 20s.
Yeah.
And answered the phone. So I kept calling back. Like, you know what I mean? Like, kept hanging out, talking shit to me. Finally, his girlfriend picks up and is like, you better fucking leave us alone. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
What
like,
race were they?
They were Latin. They were Latin. Yeah.
There we go.
So
weird. LA County. It's 83% Latino.
Sure.
People don't know that.
And I was just like, dude, and trying to be like so cool.
Yeah.
Just like white chick cool. Completely naive. Like, take all the money, take the credit cards, use them.
Yeah.
But leave me the shit that's gonna take so long to fucking get replaced, dude. Title to my car.
Oof.
Registration, passport.
What was the final
ID.
verdict?
Final verdict was she just kept talking shit to me. They finally just turned my phone off, and fucking that was it.
You never got anything back?
No. And I was just like, if I saw them, if they were in front of me, I would have slit both of their throats. Gotcha. Like, as they were talking to me on my own phone and telling me to leave them alone. She's pregnant. He's really stressed out. I need to leave them alone. Like, that shit, I was just like, I could not contain myself. Like, I was like, I have never wanted to kill anyone in my life. Like, straight up kill.
Yeah.
And I wanted to kill both of them. Pregnant lady and a guy.
Yeah. Because that baby doesn't need to be in the world.
And, you know, after a couple days or after I got my stuff back, I was like, holy shit. Like, I would have, if I saw them, like, I would have fucking done something to them. It was scary.
My list is so long that, like, so I'll be out somewhere, like the dong story.
But I mean, really. Like, listen, there's a thing of, like, being super mad.
No, I would.
Like,
I would
being
really
like, I'll fucking kill them. But, like, there is.
Nope.
That's what I'm saying. I only have one time that it was scary enough in my mind that I was like, I would have, no question, killed them.
Mine's in the 40s, like 40 people probably, where it's just like, I'd kill them for sure.
Right.
And it would save me time and energy and all that other stuff. Like,
right.
100%. And just, I wish you could. You know what I'm saying? But you can't. But here's what I'm talking about with the dong story and the straight razor. There is times where I'm out, right? And it's just weird times, like at the gym, like during like the last set of something, and a song will come on, and it's just like super fucking, you know, pocket full of shells, like, you know,
sure, like very
Rage Against the Machine type of shit, and you're just like
raging music,
and then it something will trigger from like 12 years ago of like a person, and I'll be like, oh fuck, I really want to kill them, and I wish I could go back now. And that's the thing, is like, I still have that list of people I want to kill and go back and actually execute it one day, but I can't.
What's the most egregious crime on that list?
Like the least, like the
most egregious, like, what's the worst thing on there on your list?
Oh,
like, what did that person, if you were to like bump someone up to the top, what did that person do?
It's more people who time consuming.
That's it.
Time consuming and financial. Yes, I mean, sort of the same thing as yours, I guess. Because if you look at it, right, I think you were. The registration thing was because it was time and it was money, and it would, you know, that type of shit takes a lot of time.
It was a violation, though. It was like somebody stealing my shit.
Yeah, there was a for instance, I mean, I took shit to the edge one time. There was a thing where I'd moved from somewhere in LA, and they were tearing down the building or whatever. Mm-hmm. And they tried to charge me for paint and carpet in the thing.
Yeah, I was there for that.
Oh, you were there for that? Yeah. So, like, you know, I called and went into the office, and I think I threatened their life for sure. Mm-hmm. And then I followed them afterwards for a while, like a good, I don't know, 45 minutes, hour in the car. Mm-hmm. And I let them see me as well. But like shit like that, where it was just like that ended up on like a report, one of those financial reports or whatever, and it was like I didn't know about it until later, and then you had to deal with that, and it was the wrong address too, and it was just like I would have killed that guy on the phone. I would have killed all the women in that office. I mean, that's 4 right there. That's 4 people who could have easily gotten murdered, in my opinion.
Right.
Where it was just like, all right, yeah. And if there was a way that it would not have been traceable, fuck yes, I would have done it. That would have saved me so much time and energy in my life. Yes, that would have been the easiest move, and it would have been rad. And that was something that was like 10 years ago. And then I'll just pop back into the old noodle,
Okay.
when you're doing a set of something, a super set at the gym, and you're like,
right.
oh, fuck. I still hate those people.
Right.
Like that never changed. Lawsuits, lawyers, like all that other shit. Like those are numerous. I can name a million of those fucking people.
Sure.
There is like executives. Like when I've had a couple projects stolen from me and shit.
Okay.
That was a lot of time and energy, and it would have been just easier to be like, all right, cool. And I would have felt way better about it.
It doesn't take much with you. Is that what you're?
No, like it does, but it's it's mostly time and effort and things like that. Where it's just like, man, I would rather just killed you and got this over with.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like a fight to the death type sitch. Like, let's do it. We can't do that shit anymore.
No.
Yeah. But that number's in the 40s, so you only have 1.
I
will say this: your 1 is 3 people, though. So.
Yeah, technically 3 people, and yeah, I mean, I even got like my car stolen, and like they joyrode my car around, and
I've gotten 3 stolen, and the same thing, by the way.
Yeah.
Joyride, all of them are recovered.
And so when the car's recovered, I don't know why, but like I'm not as mad at that. I'm not sure why, but it's the like, it's that thing. It was the purse thing of like, because when people joyride it and they leave it somewhere, like they know that you're gonna get it back. You know what I'm saying? And like, especially if it's minimal, like I never had like a lot of damage or anything really taken off.
It's still costly because you have to go to the towing company because it's usually in an illegal zone.
Yeah. I mean, it's shitty. It's shitty, but it doesn't feel like such a. So even someone just stealing my purse and throwing the shit somewhere, right, is different than these people that like I had called them and explained stuff to them, and they were just like continued to even the next day talk shit to me. You know?
Yeah. So
is like there's something so fucking just shitty about that.
All 3 cars that were stolen, murdered all those people. I would have murdered them easily.
I don't know.
Yes, for sure. For fucking sure.
I'm saying I wouldn't.
No, I said I would.
Okay.
I was.
You murder building managers for charging you for carpet. So like
easily
your
on a building that was knocked down.
Yeah. Your threshold is a little bit different.
It was $1,000. I mean, it was a good $1,200 bill for that bullshit, and I was just like, hey, you deserve to be murdered over $1,200 for sure.
Sure. It's more of the like violation thing with me. It's more of the like the fuck you of it. Like. Yeah. Like if you had called that guy on the phone, you don't know what he would have said, right? If you were just like, hey, bro, like you're in my car right now. Like whatever you want to do, just leave it fucking somewhere. And they did. You'd be like, okay. Like, you know what I mean? But if the guy was like, fuck you, I'm fucking stressed out right now. My wife is fucking pregnant. You're like, you're in my car. Like it would take it to a whole nother level, I think.
Yeah.
As opposed to like some junkie, like again with my car, it's like some fucking drunk kids that took it because it was open. Sorry, they didn't bust the windows or anything.
Yeah.
The fucking keys were in the ignition. Can I blame them? They taught me a lesson. But they were just drunk kids. They fucking took a car that was full on just like sitting right there. Can I blame them? Would I have done the same thing? I don't know. Probably not. But they drove it around. They fucking left it somewhere and ran away. To me, that's a little bit different. I know it cost me, time and stuff, but it was a little bit different than a blatant this idea that these people are just the worst. Like if I did something and someone had called me and was like, "Hey, bro, please just like throw this purse somewhere," like I get it. You need money. Take all my fucking cash. I'm white. I'll make it back. You, not so much. So go ahead. Take it, right?
Right.
If someone's saying that to me, I would be like, all right, man. Like, let's just fucking throw it somewhere and like, whatever.
The best one I had was the guy who ran into me, who hit me. So like this guy, I didn't want to murder because I did get vengeance. So like if I don't get vengeance, like then I don't want to murder them anymore. Like this, like there was a guy
if
who
you do get vengeance, you don't want to murder them.
Yeah.
Anymore.
If I do get vengeance, then I don't want to murder them.
Who'd you get vengeance on?
So there was I was going to this really important meeting in LA, and
some AT&T employee or something. No, go ahead.
Yeah, like that one was great. I got pure fucking that fuck you AT&T episode.
Oh yeah.
Don't think about that at all because that was the greatest episode of all time, and everybody else, yeah, dude, they all fucking burned for that, and it was great.
Yeah.
Somebody backed into my car in LA. It was illegal, big shock in Los Angeles. Backed into my car, and well, I mean, fuck, dude, you've been there. Like that's a massive thing there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Backed into my fucking car. We both got out, and the way we were positioned, it was going across a road. There was no light there, and the traffic was busy, so he couldn't go anywhere. And then I got out of the car, and he looked, and he was just like, "Oh, no insurance, no English, no fucking thing. I don't live here. Blah 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 blah." And I looked at this dent that was in the side of my car. So he was trying to go straight, and I was going right, and he had just. Right in the fucking side of the car. And I looked at this dent, and the dent was, I knew it was going to be $700-800 for this fucking thing. And I had a tire iron in the back of my car, for flats and shit. And he's like, "Oh no, And I was like, "Well, I'm going to call the cops, And then I looked at my time, and he was like, "Well, I don't have insurance, so it's a waste of time and all that other shit." I'm looking at my watch, and I'm like, "Fuck." I'm not going to make this meeting either, and the meeting was super important. Just pulled the tire iron in the back of my car, threw it through his back windshield, shattered that motherfucker. Because it happened to me in college. I know that's $500, and your deductible is usually $500, so you have no choice but to pay that. So shattered the back window. He freaks out. "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, sorry, no español, no español." And I was like, "You see what that fucking feels like, homeboy?" I go, "Enjoy the goddamn day. And if you want to call the cops, feel free."
Sure.
Didn't do shit.
Right.
Got back in his car, drove away. I went to the meeting. That was the fucking happiest I've been in a situation like that, and had a great fucking meeting.
Right.
I was like, man, I just wanted to tell the people what had just happened. It was great because it was some form of revenge. It was an equal value, and fuck them.
Eye for an eye.
Yeah. So, but that guy, and I still remember the look on that fucker's face. I don't want to kill him because I got revenge.
Sure.
And I was like, all right, cool. The other people, no, I do for sure. But yeah, that number is in the 40s. My murder count is in the 40s. And if something ever happened to you guys, like, I don't know, let's say you and the kids were all in a plane crash or something like that. Like, I think I'd just start checking down the list, and then I'd join you guys. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. I got it. I got you.
Because you're my best friend in this world, and you're the only person I can say this shit to. I mean, granted, there's 1.8 million people.
It's not just us sitting here,
whatever, man. I feel like it is. I feel like
whatever,
it is.
man.
Yeah, it's like Olive Garden up in this bitch. When you're here, you're family. So if you listen to the show, you're clearly family at this point. I think if you checked out in a plane crash with the kids, that would be it for me, and I'd be like, all right, cool. Let's go through the emails. I've never deleted an email in my life. I have all of their names, numbers, everything, and then I would just start ticking down the boxes. And I would do it in a place, like I've already thought about this too. Like I would do it in a place where their family members were so shocked about me murdering them that they would ask why, and then I would just turn and tell them, here's why. Here's why I did this to them, and congratulations. You guys have to live the rest of your life with this, knowing this person was a fucking asshole.
Right.
And then boom, that's it. And then I would just move on to the next one. As many as I could get until the hotel's surrounded, and then I would strangle bait my weight out of it,
Strangle bait your weight?
Yeah. My whole weight out of it. All of it. I'd hike it up, ordain it.
Oh, okay.
Put the full weight of my brethren in it and just.
Oh, wow.
And then check the fuck out.
Okay.
And if people said it, because like I would go, I think knowing what I know now about podcasts and everything too, I would put a show up because let's face it, I'm going to be stuck in a hotel, right?
Yeah.
They're surrounded. And then the way that everybody's such a fucking pussy today,
live.
It's going to be 4 to 8 hours worth of bullshit of like, give me a pizza. Let me talk you out of this and everything else. And it's like, all right, cool.
Just let me, they're like, what do you want? What are your demands? Just let me go live.
No, not that. I just give me all the pizzas, right?
Oh.
Gorge myself and then make just with a mic into the thing and just say, hey guys, here's exactly what I did. I lost my wife and kids.
Right.
I murdered all the people I hated in this world. Here they are. Here's what they did. You probably would hate them too. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure with how many people listen to this show and Drinkin Bros and everything else, chances are you're 1 to 5 or 6 degrees from that person, and you would know them and be like, oh yeah, I knew that motherfucker that he killed. Right. Guy was a dick. He deserved to die. So yeah. And I think that would be an excellent way to go out. The only other person who did that like that was there was this guy. And granted, I'm not going to fucking champion a cop killer, obviously, but that Dorn guy,
the Dorner.
Yeah. Do you remember that guy?
Well, I love a manifesto, so I know all about the manifesto killer.
But he was just going around and then saying that everybody wronged him and blah 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 blah. Right.
Right. Well, here's what he did different. Is that he killed the family members of the people he hated instead of them.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So that's fucked up, right? You wouldn't do that. Like
no,
you're not killing the.
No.
So he killed the daughter and
I would never do
his
that.
fiance to get to the main the guy in charge.
Yeah.
And that's fucked up.
I would never do that, but
you would kill the people.
I would definitely do that, but in front of their family members and be like, all right, cool.
You would kill the person you want to kill.
Yes.
Maybe in front of their family members.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
But you would not kill innocent family members.
Because the first question is going to be, why did you do this? Yeah. And I'll just turn to them calmly and say, well, back in 2014, so-and-so did this and this and this and this. And I was like,
tried to charge
but in a very
carpet and paint.
In a very calm voice. And just be like, here's the deal.
Right.
And they were fucking dicks. And there is no amount of time or energy that I can probably give to you.
Right.
That would tell you what an asshole your husband was. And just know that he deserved all of this.
Right.
And that's why he's dead today. Mm-hmm. But you guys have a good one. And, The Bachelor is not coming on for 2 more weeks, so don't tune in next week.
Right.
It's just going to be a tell-all. It's 2 more weeks after that, and then, it's probably going to be 3 hours.
And do you have any tea, like an iced tea?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You have a Fresca?
Not sweet.
You guys have a Fresca by any chance?
I don't do sweet tea.
Yeah.
But do you have like an unsweetened?
Yes. So like things like that. And for whatever reason, in the back of my mind, these things will pop up of like instances like that throughout my life where it's just like, shit, for no reason. I think the ability to pull that up though is why I'm such a great writer, is because I can pull up situations and like really take it to the edge in writing, and I'm able to pull them up pretty easily. So yeah, is it fucked up? Probably.
Right.
But just know if you, because you guys are going to LA for spring break. If that plane goes down, you better hope it doesn't, because it's going to cost 40 other people their lives as well.
I guess I should feel good that you wouldn't, that you're not thinking of like remarrying or anything like that. You would just
no.
What if it was just me that went down in the plane?
Then I'd have to, because we have 2
kids.
have
the kids. Yeah,
the kids. But if it's everybody wiped out, like that's it for me. And I'm not one of those people.
Sure.
I'm not one of those people who's like, oh man, I got close friends, and I'll just we all live together in a house and do that shit.
You don't really have close friends.
I do, Jables, and actually,
I mean, yeah.
Oddly enough, 3 of my best friends still like are now moving in together.
They are?
Yes.
Which ones? Your brown one?
Yes.
And
I'll talk about it. So my brown friend that I always talk about, is one of my best friends. His name is Amrish. Great fucking guy. And
we just started following each other. I was Amrish, are we friends?
Yeah.
He's very private.
So
he has a private request-only account.
here's a wild story about him, because I got this text the other night. He wished me a happy birthday, and I'm on a group text with like I have about 7 best friends from college, and those are still my best friends today, right? Still talk to them all the time, and we're always we've been on a fucking group text for however many years at this point, right?
Cute.
One of them is Amish, and he goes, somebody was like, hey man, happy birthday. Next time you're out in LA, hit me up and we'll go to dinner. And I was like, cool, man, I'll probably be there in a month or 2 or whatever. And I was like, I'll hit you up. And he goes, Amish was like, well, I'll be there too, man. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing there?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, man, he lost one of his high school friends just died from a heart attack of stress. And he was like 40s.
Yeah.
Like early 40s or whatever, right? Stress, heart attack, died. And he goes, man, I've been having a lot of problems, like with my sciatic and back and all this shit. And he goes, problems that I shouldn't have at this age. And it is simply out of stress because I've been chasing the fucking corporate dollar. And he's always made really good money, like always, for a long time. And he's just like,
and seemingly is able to party quite a bit. But go ahead.
Well, because he's single. So he has all this money, and he's just
but
like...
he's still stressed.
Yes.
Okay.
Because he has to work a crazy amount of hours.
Okay.
And so when he parties, there is a reason. It's because he's so fucking stressed out.
Got it.
He just said, dude, I'm quitting the job. I want you guys to know first. I'm quitting my fucking job, and I'm going to go and move to LA, see the sunshine for a couple years, and just fucking live and work out and not work and do anything.
If you're able to do it.
He is.
Okay.
And, I don't know how you hop into a job later on after that.
I think what he does, he can do.
Probably. And he's a very, very smart guy. So, and he's fucking Indian, dude. So like, yeah, he's the best of the best, right? Smart.
Yeah.
That's the first friend I've had who has just checked out and said, I'm fucking done with this.
So who's moving in together?
Kim, Chris, and then Dylan. So.
And Dylan's girlfriend?
I don't know. I mean, he lives on a boat, so who knows?
Yeah, but we met the.
We did.
We met the like.
But I don't know if they live together or whatever.
One.
I don't know. I don't know if they live together or whatever, right?
The 3 of those dinglings.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! If next time we go, be like Twilight Zone. If next time we go to LA, we go to the house of those 3 dinglings, it will be the fucking Twilight Zone.
I got a weird one for you.
I mean, I love them, but dinglings.
Same house. Yes.
How'd they get back into there?
He moved back in.
Who? Dylan?
No, the girl who owned it's a duplex. So the girl who owned the duplex still owns the duplex. She lives in one, and then somebody moved out of the other, so they moved back into that. They're all still friends. They're still friends with the girl. Everything.
Cute.
Wild.
I'm jealous a little bit, but not really.
So for me,
like it's gonna be really great for them.
Maybe there would be but I guess I would do it on the road as I'm murdering all these people. Like it would be a shit ton of drugs, obviously.
Sure.
Booze, everything else, and like just insane amounts of fast food.
Yes. Well, that Dorner, didn't he get a 20-piece McNugget?
That's how he got caught.
Yeah.
He got caught getting a twin.
So?
Just a little 10-piece,
It
dog.
was Dorner or someone else.
Dorner, yeah. That's how he got caught. Just getting a little 10-piece, dog. But yeah, so with you, yeah, if you guys go down, that's it. Like I'll go back and murder those people and then check out and be like, I'll see you soon. I won't be far behind. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay, cool.
And that was the only thing that was comforting about the Kobe Bryant death, where it was just like, this was with his daughter.
Yeah.
And
that was the one thing that kind of stuck with me that she said was like, you guys had to go together because you would not be able to live without each other.
No. And as
She's like,
the
it's
other,
the only thing that,
as the spouse, right? If, one of our kids passed away, like I would hope one of us is with them because I don't,
yeah,
in a weird way.
It has to be me because I cannot live. If one of them died,
yeah,
I would not be able to live. So it would have to be me.
And by the way, I understand it. And I wouldn't, I'd be like, great, what do you need and how do I get you there?
Mm-hmm.
Because I understand that.
Probably just pills, but like Definitely.
Yeah.
You'd have to
Know
put
that I'd
me-
be there for you. I'd do that. I'd do that with you.
I mean, unless there was another kid. So, like, even with Vanessa, I'm sure there was a point where she was like...
Because she's 3 other children.
Yeah,
So,
so she's like, I have to be here. But, like, if you didn't, done.
Yeah.
She would have gone, too.
By the way, baller-ass move, dropping that lawsuit on the way to the funeral.
What lawsuit?
Oh, she sued the helicopter company. The day. She dropped that lawsuit the day of. So... And
Was it the helicopter?
The island company? Yes. So like there was like
It wasn't that they were told they shouldn't go up and they went up.
No, they got
anyways.
clearance. The guy got clearance, and so I watched the.
Okay.
I read the suit, and then I watched the. ESPN's got this legal analyst, and he was just like, man, he goes, here's how much money they can win. I guess the helicopter company only had a $50 million policy. Because it was Kobe Bryant, It is hundreds of millions that they could get for this, because there was essentially 2 massive things wrong that they did, and I guess the guy had been written up before for trying to take off in bad conditions or whatever. So yeah, wild. But she dropped it on the drive up. She said, "Fuck you guys," and the rest of the families, by the way, are also following suit as well. So. That'll be a thing in the coming days, but there was something very telling that she did it on the way there, on the way to Staples Center.
Yeah.
For that memorial. You get a crime corner, James?
I do.
Maybe one day it'll be me reading my crime
You
corner.
never know. Well, I would have to be dead for that to happen, I guess. So
Maybe.
I won't be reading it.
Or I just fucking snap. You know, you can't control it, James, sometimes.
Sure.
Fire away. What do you got? What do you got for me? Crime corner. Crime corner.
Crime corner.
There it is.
A Florida woman. Well, okay.
Well, there we go.
Hang on. Let me start with that. But Detective John Flanagan and Aaron Smith. Good work, guys.
Yeah.
A Florida woman allegedly killed her boyfriend by zipping him in a suitcase and taunting him. Now listen. Sarah Boone, 42, told authorities she passed out during a game of hide and seek. But police say they found videos of her mocking her boyfriend struggling to breathe. So she was arrested Tuesday and charged with second-degree murder for allegedly killing her boyfriend by zipping him up in a suitcase as she filmed herself taunting him.
That's great. Why couldn't he overpower her, I guess?
Yeah. So she said they thought it would be funny if she zipped him inside of a bag, but after doing so, she went upstairs and passed out. So they were playing hide and seek drunk. This is her story. And they thought it would be funny if they zipped him in a suitcase. And
it's pretty funny.
And then, hilarious.
Yeah.
And then they were both drunk, so then she went upstairs and passed out and left him in there and he died. She said that she woke up at 11 a.m. to the sound of her phone ringing multiple times, but could not find her boyfriend in the apartment. Only then did she realize he was still in the bag. But when investigators searched her cell phone, they found 2 videos recording the previous evening. And one of the clips, filmed at 11 p.m.
Okay.
She allegedly is seen taunting her boyfriend as he pleads to get out of the suitcase. For everything you've done to me, fuck you. And she's laughing.
Oh, that's what she said.
I can't fucking breathe. Seriously, let me out. That's what he's saying. Yeah, that's what you do when you choke me, she says. She also goes on to say, that's on you. Oh, that's what I feel like when you cheat on me. You should probably shut the fuck up. So, Jorge, the boyfriend, begs repeatedly, telling her he can't breathe. Let me out. And this proves that she fucking murdered him, dude. And how she got him in the suitcase, I guess, is maybe they were drinking and it was funny and hide and seek. I definitely think that I would be like, oh my gosh, like, I bet I could fit in here, right?
Yeah. For sure.
And then
That'd
you
be a
could
fun little game.
zip me up,
Yeah.
and I'd be like, oh, I fit. Okay, let me out. Okay, let me out.
Yep.
I can fit. All right. You there? Do you know what I mean? Dead.
Well, I mean,
And
like,
adults playing hide and seek, I think, is pretty normal.
yes. Happens never. So.
Yes. Like, soups, normal.
Yep.
So.
Happens never. So.
Yeah. So she's a fooked. She's fooked. But I love that she tried to play it off.
How old was she?
42. A little young to be playing hide and seek. That's more of a 60-year-old's game, huh? So, fun stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There was a crime corner that unfortunately was fake. But I was
that was a good one, though.
That was a good one.
I'm down for it.
Can I
Sweet
just
murder in a
read you the
suitcase.
headline of the fake
Of
one?
the fake one, yeah. I like that you're proofing these now.
I know, but like I was going to do this one anyways because fuck you, it's fun. Who cares if it's fake? But I feel a little bit weird. Like, just so you guys know, anything World News Daily is all fake.
Yes.
And it is really funny and the pictures are funny and everything.
It's like Vampire Boy and shit like that.
Yeah, like I just can't do them because it feels weird. Like it's not the point of it. But I am getting them, and I do get a laugh for sure, but I just can't put them up. So, the one that was sent to me was funeral home employee cremated by mistake while napping.
Ah.
That's a fun one.
That is a good one.
Oof. Took a little nap in the
Took a little snooze and
took
then
a little
woke up.
snooze and an employee just was like, well, putting the bodies in. Now look.
Oh, that would have been a great one. If
Obviously that one's fake, but real fun. Real fun to think about, huh?
Oh, that would have been awesome if that's real. That would have been great. Let's get to the revolutionary figure of the day, shall we, James?
We shall.
This one is so weird that it's awesome. It's Steven Seagal.
Okay.
I'm super stoked about this. Why is he revolutionary?
Yes.
Never heard of somebody doing this before, but it does sound like something Steven Seagal would do. He was recently fined by the SEC for allegedly promoting a fake cryptocurrency, which is awesome. So the SEC controls like the NASDAQ and all the stock markets.
Sure.
So Steven Seagal allegedly failed to disclose he was promised $250,000 in cash and $750,000 worth of Bitcoin. Now there's two I's in this. Bitcoin. 2Gen, aka B2G, tokens in return for promoting the initial coin offering on his social media platforms. I was unaware that he had social media platforms.
So
Steven
you
Seagal.
pay him the money?
Yes.
Oh.
And then he promotes the Bitcoins. So a lot of people are trying to do cryptocurrency.
He's saying,
right now.
oh, okay.
And like,
I mean,
yeah, it's $250,000. I get it, Seagal,
sure.
But he got popped, and now he's not allowed to do this anymore. So, he was just paid to promote a digital coin, and that's it.
Oh, but it was fake. Okay. But he didn't know it was fake.
It's technically real, okay? The coins are technically real. Like this Bitcoin is real. It is something you can get. The problem is every single company now is trying to do a Bitcoin, right?
Got it.
If you're getting celebrities to endorse it, it makes it seem more real. Which truthfully, this fucking shit's like the wild, wild west. Like Warren Buffett was on 3 days ago and was just like, they were like, is there anything you would not invest in? And he goes, nothing cryptocurrency wise or Bitcoin, right? Now we have friends who have made money off of Bitcoin and all that other shit, but like I don't know what this is worth. I don't even know where the fuck you can buy shit with this or what. But I know Facebook.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's 2 eyes and coin on this one. But I know Facebook is trying to develop their own cryptocurrency. Amazon and some of the Googles and stuff like that are. But like then there's these weird ones where you're like, all right, cool, invest in this. Well, Steven Seagal's doing it. It must be fucking rad.
Oh my God.
I'll never forget the time we called him live on air on Drinkin Bros with
And
the
he
Sklar brothers.
answered.
Yeah. With the Sklar brothers.
That was fun.
That was one of my favorites. The Sklar brothers are my favorites. I love those guys.
Me too.
I'd have them on every day.
Every day.
So
They're
good.
Pros podcasters. My God.
God, they're great. They're great. Just funny dudes, man. Just real.
Yeah.
Remember they showed up later?
And he had his daughter in the car, and they were like, dude, told you. We do, like, they did piano lessons or something up by our Airbnb up in the hills.
And I came running out of the house.
Yeah,
and I was
like, what the fuck? And he goes, daughter.
Yeah, daughter in the car.
Bro. It's like, well, you pulled up on the Drinkin Bros Airbnb, like, with your daughter. I don't know who's at fault here, but love you, buddy.
Those guys are great, man. Anywho, Steven Seagal. Sorry, bro. Sorry. I understand him taking the cash, though.
Sure.
You just got to report it, I guess.
Sure. Just do a little due diligence on what you support.
He spends a lot of time in China. So here's how I got his number was we had asked the Drinkin Bros when we were making Range 15 of like, hey, who do you want to see in this movie? And they were like, fucking Steven Seagal. Whether it was a joke or real or not was like, whatever.
Sure.
There was a Drinkin Bro who was like, oh, shit, I work with Steven. I'll give you his fucking number. And he goes, you can call him. And he'd love to do this movie. And I was like, great, this would be hilarious. So I called him, and the first time I called him, he was in China. I guess he spends like a majority of his time there. I don't know what he does over there, but whatever, man. It's Steven Seagal. And then we called him back in America, obviously, when he came home on the show, and it was pretty funny. But sorry, Seagal.
Seagal!
We still love you. Just know that. We love you on this show. Weird show, Jables.
Yeah.
I liked it. I don't know what people are going to think of this.
I don't know either.
You're like, Jesus Christ, man. Roz is pretty dark. That's why I have the friends that I have, too, because they're all dark as shit, too.
True.
So, whatevs. You love me or hate me, you decide.
They will.
45 is still acquitted. For Jessie Wiseman, a.k.a. the Jables, I'm Ross Patterson. This is The Revolution. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Buenos noches.